Hello! Welcome to Dunkandeggvlogs and to a decidedly non-LEGO focused update. And that's because you might notice that something is missing from this corner. There used to be a desk here and it seems to be missing. What are we going to do about that? So earlier this year, we did a bit of a revamp of the Lego room / spare room, which has got all these lovely shelves in, and I was pretty happy with everything, including these shelves over here, which kind of match nicely with that. And everything was pretty good. But for a little while now, I have been a bit unhappy with my desk setup. So if you follow the channel for a little while, you'll know that I had a desk here. It was an IKEA, I want to say it's a Linmon table, 100 centimeters by 60 centimeters, which is a pretty decent size for a desk. I got that desk right at the beginning of the first COVID lockdown, which is when I really started getting back into Lego properly. And, it was absolutely fine for the time and it worked, but having my Lego drawers underneath and on top of it did limit the amount of space that was available on the top. So even though it was a 60 by 100 centimeter tabletop, I was only really able to get 40 by 100. And it didn't make it super convenient. So I've had a look around and looked at the other desks that are available and other solutions. And I've come to the conclusion that I can't really move my parts drawers anywhere. I've got shelves here, shelves there, the stuff under the bed, and I really can't take any more space. Otherwise, this will be a very short marriage. And so what I've decided to do instead is to shake things up a bit. So my desk is no longer going to be here. It's actually going to be here, right by the window. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, it just means I get a little bit more leg room, so I can actually stick my legs out. My legs aren't that long, to be honest, but it does work to have a little bit more legroom underneath, and I'll also have more space on the desk. I will also have a nice view out of the window when the blind is actually open. And you might be thinking, well then, if you're not moving those, then what's happening there? So what I'm actually doing is I'm going to have an L-shaped desk. So it's going to have a narrower bit that goes along here, which is going to have the drawers underneath and on top, as they always did, and then a slightly deeper bit that goes across here. And that's where I'm actually going to sit to do work and to do my Lego. I now work from home a bit more with my new job, so it makes sense to have somewhere I can actually work from home a little bit better. And I had a look around and saw the options out there, but this is a slightly awkward space. It's 140 centimeters from that wall to the side of the cabinet, almost exactly. And then it's actually 113 centimeters from that wall to that wall. Very odd measurement. This is an old house, so it's going to be slightly weird. And there really isn't anything out there that I could find for a decent price that was going to fit in that space. So I've taken the plunge and I'm going to actually build my own desk. It's not going to be anything super fancy. I'm just using some chipboard basically, and then reusing the legs, which are, where are they? Here they are. There are the legs off the old desk, and I've got a couple more. So I've been out for a trip to B&Q, which is a DIY hardware store here in the UK, and I've got some wood cut in the right shape, and I'm going to bring it upstairs, and I'm going to attempt to put it all together. So let me get that upstairs and I'll give you an update once I have test fitted that everything is going to work, and then we can start screwing everything together. Okay, so I got a little bit distracted watching other YouTube videos, and turns out I have basically finished. Whoops, sorry about that. I was intending to show a little bit more of my process, but at the end of the day, I'm not a DIY expert. This isn't a DIY channel, so I thought I'd skip straight to the finish and show you what I've done. So the actual construction of this desk is kind of similar to the old one, which is just there. That was particle board as well. So this is particle board with melamine on the outside, which is just this white plastic layer. And this originally came as a 500mm by 2500 millimeter board. You tell I'm a bit out of breath after doing all of this. And I got it cut down in B&Q to two lengths, one of 140 centimeters, that's this one here, and then one of 110, which is here. And actually this one has been cut down to only 400 millimeters wide, rather than the 500 of the main desk. Then what I've done is I've repurposed the legs from the old desk, and they're actually supporting this main span, that it all goes all the way to the wall now. And then I bought 2 extra small legs, which are then supporting the end of this. The other end just rests on top of the desk, and then these 2 are screwed together. Now, because this is an old house and is a little bit wonky, there isn't actually 140 centimetres all the way across. It's a little bit of a tight fit in the corner, but it's okay. It just means it'll stay in place. So basically, this isn't moving anywhere. The other thing that I did was that where it's been cut, I used this strip, which has got glue kind of baked onto the back. You just cut it to the length you want and then iron it on, and it just melts on a bit like, what's it called? Wonder Web kind of thing that's used to sew patches and things onto clothes. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the result there. So I'm going to put the drawers back just under here, so exactly where they were, and on top of there. So I'll have a little bit of building workspace along here, and I'll have a much nicer desk space just here. So I've just done a bit of a vacuum up on the floor, going to pick up a few odds and ends, then I'm going to get things back in place, and I'm going to have my brand new desk. And how about that? I am so happy with how that's turned out. I've got so much space, still leaves plenty of light to come in through the window, and the blind's open obviously, it's a bit dark outside now. All my parts are there within nice and easy reach. Got the ones under the desk there, including that final one, which I've just tilted in a little bit so it's easier to access. The ones up there are just as accessible as ever. There's still space on here, once I've tidied that away, to have, you know, a few things of parts and stuff waiting to be sorted. And there's plenty of space for me to sit here, do my work, do my Legoing, and I can put the laptop to one side, read instructions. I've even got room for my desk light, so I need to get another light to go over there. Yeah, I am really happy with that. And the chair, when I'm not using it, fits underneath pretty perfectly. Still plenty of room to get around here to get into the spare bed. So yeah, pretty flippin' happy with that. That has worked out really nicely, and is going to make doing my Lego a lot easier. I think it's time to get a fresh cup of tea, because that one has gone very cold, and get on to tidying the rest of the room. But thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel for future videos, which will actually be Lego related, and I'll see you again very soon.